Good morning all, it's the Captain here, bringing you live show news for Andertons Music Company, and I'm here at the Roland booth at NAMM Show 2013 with my man Brandon. Apparently he's referred to as the Colonel, and he said he outranks me, which is fair enough. So we're going to look at some keyboards, we're going to look at some guitars, and we're going to look at some new drum products. So Brandon, you have a new product here called the V-Combo VR09. VR09.
Yes, that's right.
Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, well, this is a very light, I think about 12-pound keyboard for gigging musicians, people who need bread and butter sounds, but maybe for more adventurous people also who like a lot of effects control, maybe want to delve into synthesizers in addition to organ, piano, and that kind of thing. The idea is that everything's front panel. There's no menus to kind of have to dig through when you need a sound. You can do split and layers real easily, etc. So, and there's a D-beam and nice controls. Key action designed really for fast organ type stuff. So yeah, so that's the new thing. And so, I can show you some of the sounds using the looper and
well, this is I think this is a cool keyboard category now, because the guys at home that perhaps would have had a workstation 10 years ago, that guys have really gone down the sort of computer avenue for that now, haven't they? So performance is what it's all about. So this is lightweight, full of really cool sounds, full of cool features like loopers and drum machines to give it a real performance edge. So I guess the most important thing on any product like this is, does it have authentic organ sounds?
It does.
So let me hear some of those.
It does. It does. Let me go ahead and, if I could show you, can I show you the looper first?
You can show me the looper.
Then I'll show you the organ? Well,
Do
actually,
it.
You know what?
Do it all together.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I can actually go in here and show you the organ very, very easily. So I've got actually one set up in here. So this is kind of
I love that kind of little bit of distortion. That's,
yeah, I mean, I really like that sort of thing. So I've got like an little overdrive on it. Drawbars, I can dial it in exactly how I want. I've actually got a little phaser on it as well, so I can really get.
Can we do the ice hockey match thing?
That's Ed Diaz's thing. I don't do that. I only play distorted organs.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's got great percussion, everything here. You can do splits. There's also one of the cool things. It's got jazz, rock, 3 different types of organ models. It also has a transistor organ as well. So you kind of get there's that sort of thing, and you can control things like leakage, and there's a lot of modeling aspects you can do. So, the organ aspects are really dialed in, but the drawbars can also be used to control synth parameters, filters, cutoff and resonance and stuff. So, cool. In addition to that.
So what you said it's got a loop in it. I've not seen. Is this the first keyboard you've done with a looper on it?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Probably the first of this type.
If it is, keep it in. If it isn't, edit it out.
Yeah. So, so I basically I can pull up a pattern here, and you can tap tempo if you want to. I'm just going to bring up so this is just a pattern built in. You can finger drum and everything.
Okay.
But you can bring up patterns and stuff. So, and these can be they can play right along with you. So I'm going to bring up a bass. Maybe give it a little bit of nice fat bass sound, and then so I can just kick in the looper and say, all right, well let's record over it. I got a foot pedal where I can just kick in and out of record and decide where the loop's going to be, so that I could do something like. So that's just going to loop around.
That is cool.
And then I decide, all right, man, maybe some electric piano would be cool. So I hit the little E piano button. I got my piano block. Okay, it's a little too dry. Little verb, make it a little vibey.
This would be like a Starsky and Hutch episode.
Yeah,
maybe
I'm all about the 70s funk. Yeah. That's right. So record a little something over this. So then that goes around.
So you have just infinite looping.
You can just keep going and going, and then you can save them on a USB stick as well. Maybe a little bit of lead, overdriven. And as we said, for more adventurous people, there's like bit decimators.
The synthy section here.
Yeah, the synthy section.
You wouldn't normally get those kind of tones on a more sort of vintage organ, would you?
That's right.
It's nice that you can split between sort of modern and vintage.
And you've got D-beam.
That's very cool.
So easy access. I mean, when
that's
you think
very
about
cool. And it's sensibly priced. aimed at the gigging guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to be in UK pounds yet, but it's under $1,000, so I'm guessing plenty of change out of £1,000 in the UK. Super lightweight.
Super lightweight.
Battery powered.
Battery
so you
powered.
If you want something with this, couldn't
absolutely. You absolutely could.
That's very cool.
You could.
Well, I think that's everything we want to ask you about.
All right.
So thank you very much for the demo.
My pleasure.
I'm going to go and talk to the drum guy.
Okay.
Does he speak English?
He kind of.
Just about sign language.
Yeah.
I will talk to him somehow.
All right.
On a level.
Thanks.
Hey, Steve.
Lee, how are you?
I'm very good.
Good
It's
to
good
see
to
you,
meet
sir.
you. Yeah. Actually, I've met you before. I think I've seen you at a previous Roland demo before or something.
Probably could have.
Probably. So, V-Drum, supermassive, revolutionized the whole world of drums. Andertons has sold thousands and thousands of V-Drum kits. But I guess I've always thought that the guy who's an acoustic drum guy, there's been products like Octopad and SPD for that kind of guy, but I don't think there's ever been a product quite like BT1 to get the acoustic drummer really thinking about, aha, now I can add synth drums or V-drums to my acoustic setup. So this is a BT1, kind of looks like a section of a hoop of a drum kit.
No, you're right.
Hopefully the camera can see the one that's on Steve's snare drum here. So tell me,
Actually, the packaging right there. Convenient, retail-ready packaging.
And these are incredibly affordable, aren't they? I know in the UK these are going to sell for about £60 a shot. And you just need to be able to plug them into any kind of drum module that has trigger inputs. And give us an idea of the sort of stuff that you can do then if you combine a BT1 with your sort of conventional drum setup.
Sure, absolutely. Of course, like you mentioned, it's great for adding to an electronic drum setup, but it's also good for adding to an acoustic drum setup, as you mentioned, to make a hybrid kit.
Yep.
Now, we have our RT series acoustic drum triggers, which is great for triggering the actual drum,
Yep.
but in both either an electronic drum set or an acoustic drum setup, there's always that need for an extra pad to either play a
Yep.
cowbell or a
Yep.
tambourine. You don't want to use up a whole pad to do that.
Yep.
So the BT1s are really convenient. It's a single trigger pad, but it's very convenient to be able to add them and integrate them in your setup quickly and easily to play those auxiliary percussion sounds you want to do. But also in the case of the TD modules or the SPD series percussion pads, there you can also control certain functions, like for example start and stop a loop,
Yes.
or patch up or patch down.
Yeah.
So it's great for adding sounds, but also controlling functions as well.
Yeah.
The unique design, you mentioned about the unique curve design, and that's what we designed that for, is to be able to attach to whether it be a Roland V pad
Yeah.
or an acoustic drum,
Oh,
and you
cool.
can conveniently actually put several if you want to.
I didn't see this
on
one
there.
here. So this is a great idea of how you would put. You could probably get, you know, you'd easily get 3, wouldn't you, on one half of a drum?
Sure.
You know, 6 if you wanted to completely max it out. But that's where I saw, you know, I come from a whole family of acoustic drummers. You know, dad, brother, granddad, everything, and I know they're all kind of keen to get into triggering, you know, big orchestral hits and starts of loops and stuff within their live thing. But I think the idea of using an Octopad or something like that, there's always that, where do I put it on my acoustic kit? Is it round by my side? You know, can I remember which pad is going to do what? I think the BT stuff, you just think you could just have 2 or 3 strategically around your kit, and it really, really opens up those opportunities to get some electronic sounds going on a conventional acoustic kit.
You're right, and like you mentioned, a lot of people, if they do place their Octopad on one side of the set or the
Yeah.
other, they might want to trigger some other sounds while they're
Yeah.
playing over here versus having to
Yeah.
reach back over the Octopad. So very good point in
Yeah.
that aspect. As you can see also, it does come with all the hardware, whether you do want to mount it on an L-Rod type mount or you do want to attach it to the hoop. It's ready to go. It's
So
very easy.
it's a single zone pad, is it?
That's correct.
Single zone, but with high levels of sort of sensitivity. So do you want to give us an idea of the type of stuff that you can do?
Sure, and Liam, I mentioned a good idea, a good thought about the sensitivity. It is very sensitive, but the great thing is that with the triggering technology that's in here, allows us to be able to actually mount it on the hoop of an acoustic drum or a V pad, and you're not going to get any crosstalk.
Okay.
So you complete
I think
isolation
people would
between
probably
the
be
two.
worried about that, so it's good to know that
It would be,
been
but it's great
tested
because
not
the
to have-
design that we did with
Yeah.
it makes it so it only get a fire when it's struck. So
Cool. Let's have a listen.
sure.
Like being at a Gloria Estefan gig. I might start singing the Miami Heat or something in a minute.
Ugh. Come on, Lee, dance for me.
Not
A little
dancing.
interpretive dance.
I'm not dancing. So that's
There you
cool.
go. The BT1.
Well, I
easy.
appreciate that. And yeah, Andertons is stocking the BT1, so you can hit our website, find out more about it. And it'll basically work off of any Roland V sort of trigger module. Or, again, if you've got an old drum machine with some trigger inputs, you could use it with one of those. So, very cool. Thank you, Steve.
Absolutely my pleasure.
Here
Lee.
we
Thank
go.
you.
I'm getting into familiar territory now.
What's up, Lee?
Yeah, I'm on the guitar stuff. I know what I'm talking about now. So, there's a load of new sort of Roland and Boss product, isn't there, to go through here?
Yes, sir.
Have we got time? We have.
We got
Let's
time.
do it.
We got time. We'll make time.
So, let's start with the guitar.
Yes.
Tell me about this.
It's a brand new US-made G5 Strat. 6 alternate tunings, 20 different sounds. Just a killer guitar, man. Thin C-shaped neck, medium jumbo frets. Awesome contour.
So the technology we're familiar with, because that's been on a Roland guitar before, haven't we?
Yes, yes, sir.
But it's basically on an American-made Strat, which we've never done before.
Exactly.
Cool.
And I want to point out, too, that all the tunings can be applied to any of the different models, which is very cool.
Now, let's just have a quick listen. I know Andertons has done a video on the Mexican version of this before, but for any of you skeptics out there that think that maybe there's going to be a latency issue or a tracking issue with the retuning, I can assure you there isn't, and Rob is going to play at 3,000 miles an hour now, just to show you that the guitar technology can keep up.
Well, we can do, if we do a nylon string, for example.
Yep. So they're not hearing one of these 3 pickups at the moment, they're hearing this pickup.
The pickup, yeah. And if I wanted to, I could go and make it a 12-string nylon string. Can go and make it a, let's do a Telecaster.
Put that in open G, bit of Keith Richards.
Absolutely. That kind of thing. So
and that's kind of where this product is cool, because you could never tune it this fast, and if you had a trem system, you'd have to be readjusting the trem system for all the tunings. And this works. The cool thing here as well is if you're worried what happens if the batteries die in the middle of the gig and the thing doesn't work, it'll work just as a regular guitar.
Absolutely.
You can just switch off. But this is limited edition, I think, isn't it, the American one? I think this is, let me look for a reassuring nod somewhere from a product person.
Yes, it is.
It's limited edition.
Yes.
So if you want one of these, I don't know how many are coming to Andertons in the UK, but it'll be limited, so get your orders in quick. But let's move on. Let's look at some pedals.
Yes, sir.
I loved the idea when I read about this, of this multi-overtone. I like weird-sounding things.
Well, likewise. Okay, so let's check it. We'll start with that one. All right, this one gives you a ton of, like, previously never heard before sounds, thanks to the new multi-dimension thing from Roland.
Multi-dimension thing,
yes.
yeah.
The multi-dimension
I like
thing,
it.
yeah.
Technical.
The multi-dimension technical. For example, now let's set it to like an organ-type sound.
Oh, cool. This isn't modeling, is it? This is all EQ based. So
yeah, if we strum some chords, it basically sounds like a cool chorus.
So the cool thing about it just being EQ based is that, again, no tracking, no latency problems.
No.
It's
None
as fast as you can
whatsoever.
play, that's the sound that's going to come out.
Absolutely.
So essentially this is just it's polyphonic, isn't it, as well? So it's responding to each string differently.
Yes, sir.
And giving you essentially just like synthy type guitar sounds.
Yes, or we could go to mode 1. Now we're going to get like a real 12-string kind of sound. Gives you like so much cool shimmer and sparkle, if you will.
Awesome. And should we move on now? Show me one of the, I don't mind which order you do this in, whatever you like.
Let's do the Terra Echo. This is the warmest, coolest sounding echo pedal I've ever heard in my life.
Okay.
Again, thanks to the multi-dimension technology.
Multi-dimension thing, yeah. And of course, guys are really interested in echo pedals that, you know, if you go back to the original tape echo, the way all the flutter and distortion and degradation that you would get on an echo, very, very difficult to do digitally. But this is pretty much the closest Boss have ever come to that kind of very vintage sounding echo, isn't it?
So for example, let's start with one note. We take G, that's a good note.
It's a good note.
We pick it light.
Probably one of the best.
Sounds one way, and we dig in. Can really get that cool effect. So if we do something like it's a very, very nice big chorus. I mean big echo. And then if we move on to the DA2 distortion, the best way I can explain is that it gives you perfect distortion all across the fretboard.
Okay.
It's great for chunky.
Is that what they mean? Adaptive means it adapts to your playing style and where you're playing and just gives you an appropriate distortion?
Yeah, for example, usually if you play heavy metal chords with a lot of distortion, it can get kind of muddy. It's hard to get a lot of string definition, but here, play that same heavy metal chord. You can really hear every string, and it works great for, it's very nice and smooth for lead playing too.
I just showed Rob that riff just before we started playing. It's pretty complicated. But so that's cool. Right, I know I'm conscious for time, so let's do the QB thingies.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yes, this I was very excited about when I saw this in the show notes, because I'm a big fan of my iPhone. I have a lot of apps that I use for my guitar on there, and this looks like a product that has been designed essentially to be able to run, you know, your guitar apps, if you like, through a little monitor for home.
Absolutely. This is a totally killer guitar. And first of all, we got 3 channels, clean, crunch, and extreme. And it's extreme. 2.1 sound system, 2 speakers, subwoofer, chorus and reverb built in. And we have this cool app called Cube Jam.
Yes.
So you can plug in your iPhone, take any track, slow it down, speed it up, tune it differently. And we have a feature called Center Cancel that lets you cancel out existing guitar solos on tracks.
So you would download this app. You get the app for free.
The app is free. Yes, free.
And you can go into your iTunes library or whatever kind of music library you have. Choose your favorite song. Slow it. Center cancel to take the guitar out.
Yep.
Slow it down if you want to, but without changing the pitch.
Absolutely.
Play the whole thing through the Cube Light here. Sit on your desk. You know. Sounds cool. Have we got this plugged in, or is this difficult to demo?
We can.
Can we? Well, maybe not. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll go and find it in one of the little booths, and we'll do that separately.
Excellent. And I got to mention too, another really cool thing on the app is, let's say you have a guitar with a locking tremolo, and you want to play a song, learn a song that's tuned differently. Detuning a lock, you know, kind of floating tremolo guitar. But with this, you can easily just detune the whole track.
And detune your guitar and the track and everything?
Just the track. You don't have to even touch your guitar.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Very convenient.
You retune the track to be in tune with your guitar.
to match your guitar, yeah.
That is,
which is awesome.
Or you just buy one of these guitars.
Yeah,
and
you
just
could.
put it into
even
a different
better.
tuning.
Limited
That'd be even better. Well, I think we've done everything now, haven't we?
I think so.
Well, that's super cool. And look at the timing there. I'm such a pro.
He is a pro. Let's give it up for Lee.
Right, that's it. That's the captain out. I'll see you on another YouTube video soon. Thanks to everybody at Roland for letting me do this. And see you next time.